Hey, David Wygant, Monday, April the 2nd. How was April Fool's Day? How was Easter? How was the weekend? Spring is here. I saw there was a giant snowstorm back in New York. A friend of mine sent me a picture. That's not fun. It seems like spring wants to procrastinate this year. For some reason or another, it just doesn't feel the need to show up quite yet. It seems like every April, spring is always procrastinating. It seems to never want to come when it's supposed to come, and it seems to be a little colder than it's supposed to be, and it gets you kind of a little annoyed, and then all of a sudden, boom, it shows up, as it always does. Today we're going to talk about procrastination. It's going to be a very short podcast. Why? Because I don't want you sitting here listening to me at length today when you could be doing other things. How many of you have set a goal? It's springtime. You want to get into physical shape. You want to get to the gym. You want to go to the gym 5 days a week. How about just getting to the gym? Instead of setting the goal, as Eddie talked about the other day on the podcast, excuse me, instead of just setting a goal and going crazy with it, why not just commit? Commit to yourself. See, we all procrastinate. Think about right now the things you procrastinate on, whether it's dieting, physical fitness, going out and meeting people, dating more, working on things around the house, looking for a new job, cleaning up the house, whatever it might be. We all procrastinate about something. Some of us have multiple procrastination syndrome, where we have many things we procrastinate about because it's so easy just to procrastinate than to actually get something done. Why? Because we put it off, we may think it's just going to go away. That's why there's something called multiple procrastination syndrome. The effects are this. We're not going to bother doing the things that we say we're going to do. We're just going to go and push them away, because if we push them away, maybe the other person that's involved in that will forget about it. Maybe we won't ever have to do it. Maybe it'll just vanish into some vortex. Maybe there is a vortex of, procrastinators and procrastination and something that makes us feel better. Who knows what the thought process is? So here's a challenge that I have to all of you. Instead of procrastinating, and most of us suffer from multiple procrastination syndrome, instead of trying to get everything done this week, why don't you set an intent for April? Why don't you make April the month that spring slowly comes to fruition in your area? Why don't you make it that getting things done slowly comes to your fruition? Why don't you start to get things done at a slower pace? Why don't you actually tackle one thing per week? Maybe this is the week you start working out. Maybe next week is the week that you actually start eating healthier. Or maybe this week you start eating healthier, next week you start working out. Maybe this is the week you actually do the spring cleaning. Maybe next week is the week to actually buy the things that will actually help you after you spring clean the house, and you have more things that are better for you, better clothes that fit you, whatever it might be. Maybe this is the week, instead of procrastinating on that project that you need to do, maybe this is the week that you actually set the time every single day, a little bit every single day, 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day to work on that new project. Maybe every single day you just increase the time by 5 minutes so you can get the momentum to stop the procrastination. Maybe this is the week you want to clean your house. So maybe spend 15 minutes a day, and then 20 minutes a day, then 25 minutes a day, then 30 minutes a day in order to go and truly start to get that house clean. Maybe this is the day that you start things slowly. Maybe you go to the gym and you go for 20 minutes today, and then tomorrow 25, and the next day 30. Maybe this is the day that you eliminate some of the things that you're eating that aren't good for you. Maybe one food a week that you know isn't good for you. Instead of going cold turkey, maybe this is the week you eliminate the diet sodas. Go ahead, Google that, and I can tell you why you gain weight from diet sodas. Maybe this is the day that you eliminate maybe the heavy carbs. Maybe you add some better proteins. Maybe you just change one thing and make it organic, whatever it might be. But in order to get rid of multiple procrastination syndrome, you need to do a little bit every single day. There's no cold turkey. There's no radical way of doing it. And that's the problem. Everybody likes to go and do a radical way of doing it. I'm going to wake up, it's April, and I'm going to get all this stuff done. Great. Sounds fucking wonderful, but not realistic. So in order to stop the procrastination, you need to set yourself realistic goals. So today, set some realistic goals and figure out how you're going to get rid of multiple procrastination syndrome. You guys see Billions, changing the subject? My favorite TV show in the entire world is back on. The first episode I thought was really boring. The second episode was great. Who's going to win this year? What's your prediction? Is it going to be Chuck Rhodes? Is it going to be Bobby Axelrod? See, my prediction is that Axelrod's going to be one step ahead of Chuck. Chuck seems to be ahead of Bobby Axelrod, and this is what I love about this show. It's the brain power that you use every single day in order to stay ahead of your competition, in order to stay ahead of everybody else. And that's where the mind games start. So when you're done procrastinating and you stop thinking about all the things you're thinking about, because procrastination actually weighs you down. You see, putting off cleaning up the house, cleaning the house out, putting off going to the gym, putting off losing the weight, putting off going out and being more social, putting off the projects that you're supposed to do, putting all that stuff off will truly slow you down, because it's taking away time every single day from the things that you love to do. All the procrastination just takes away from the things that you love to do. And I'm sure you have a procrastination thing that you do when you're procrastinating. Maybe you go to eBay. Maybe you read sports. That's what I do when I'm procrastinating. I'll go to NFL.com and I'll think to myself, I don't really want to make this phone call right now. I'm just going to go read NFL.com. Maybe you take a walk outside. That's a good procrastination event. Maybe you just pet the dog and talk baby to the dog. Maybe you go and you play with your kids. Maybe you just space out and watch a Netflix marathon. The longer you procrastinate, the harder it becomes to do all the things you need to do. The harder it becomes to lose the clutter, lose the weight. Go to the gym, talk to people, start the project. Clean out the closet, spring cleaning the whole house, whatever it might be. Working on the kids' summer plans. I mean, there's a million things that we do in order to avoid the things that we really need to do. But what we need to start realizing is that when we really start concentrating and doing the things that we need to do, we'll no longer have the conversations anymore about the things that we're not doing. We have all these conversations about the things that we're not doing, and we do all this pumping up of ourselves, especially all of you that want to go and using the term losing weight, because it's a perfect thing, because we talked about it with Eddie the other day on the podcast on Friday. You'll talk about it instead of doing it. Or for those of you that just don't have a social life, you'll talk about the social life and the things that you need to do, but you won't actually do the things you need to do. But yet your brain starts to think to yourself, wow, I feel better because I'm talking about the things I need to do. Procrastination. There's so many wonderful websites that we can procrastinate on. It's so wonderful. When I was a procrastinator, when I was younger, all we had was television. There was not much that we can procrastinate on. There was just a thing called TV, and there was just a few channels that I used to watch. And when there were repeats and reruns, I didn't really want to watch it anymore. And then there was not multiple procrastination tools available to us. The internet is the best procrastination tool that has ever been invented. We can just go in there and we can get lost in eBay world. We can get lost in NFL.com world. We can get lost on CNN. We can get lost on Facebook and Instagram and all that other stuff, instead of getting the things done that we need to get done. So today, whatever you've been procrastinating about, once again, a slow step, one giant step for mankind will be your motto. You will actually slowly step back into your life again. And imagine, write down all the things. When I get all this stuff done, I will have all this free time. And when I have all this free time, will I really be sucked into internet world, or will I actually go and do better things? Think about the amount of time you talk about the things you're procrastinating about. Think about all the discussions that you have about the things that you're actually procrastinating about. It takes up so much of our time. Endless conversations, endless thought process, and that way you will have so much free time. Think about all the free time you have. All the free time you're going to have by getting the shit done that's been lingering over you for God knows how long. Anyway, that's it. 10 minutes out. 10-minute daily reality check next week. This week, we'll have some interesting guests on. We're going to bring back John Keegan. We're going to bring back Eddie Palmer. We're going to talk to a friend of mine, Matt, who runs a freeze place. We're going to learn about cryo-freezing, cryotherapy, and who knows who else may come in. I will talk to you soon. Pass the podcast along. DavidWygant.com is where I originate from, and I'm going to work on the shit that I procrastinate on. I got a list of phone calls I'm going to make right now for some of the things that I've been painfully putting off, and I'm going to get my procrastination syndrome disease over with. I'll see you tomorrow.